People who are returning to the mountains for the summer say there is confusion about being quarantined. As the state moves to phase 1, they turn to the I-Team Coronavirus Help Desk for answers. A viewer asked, how does this impact the 14-day quarantine order for returning seasonal residents? And how do we find out when it does? The state's order never required a 14-day quarantine. Some county orders do. Today, Buncombe County announced when phase 1 begins on Friday. For those moving here or returning to a second home, the 14-day self-quarantine is no longer required. In Henderson County, a 14-day self-quarantine is required. The Board of Commissioners is expected to look at this issue on Friday. You should check with your individual county for information. We will continue to update this story online. Now, not all businesses are able to open back up tomorrow. High contact services like salons and gyms will have to wait at least another 2 weeks. News 13's Caitlin Pinter spoke with people who work for some of those businesses in the Asheville area. And Caitlin, they say they agree with the governor's orders.
Yeah, everyone we spoke with says they agree with what Governor Cooper has been doing, especially one salon owner who says although she wasn't tested, she thinks she got the coronavirus and she fears what could have happened next.
I'm really grateful that I wasn't in the salon, the weeks prior when I was not symptomatic, maybe giving that out.
Rebecca Biggers, the owner of WLOS Salon and Gallery, says she and her family are recovering after battling COVID-19 for the last 2 weeks. She's now preparing for a possible May 22nd reopening, the earliest date she's been given from the State Board of Cosmetology.
It's a real risk, and it's a really close contact involvement, and person to person, there's really no other way to do personal care.
When her salon reopens, she says they will be doing temperature checks and spacing as much as they can.
We're going to have to have it so that we're actually on 2 levels, and hopefully can put in as many as 4 people at once.
With more than 12,400 small businesses, Asheville has the 7th most small businesses per capita in the U.S. Many of them have now been shut down for almost 2 months.
I have mixed emotions, honestly, because I'm financially dependent on being able to be in the salon and also at the yoga studios that I teach for.
But people like Jill Phoenix agree that it's good they've been closed. She says it's going to be challenging for places like yoga studios to reopen.
It's going to be a different era of yoga for sure, and not only wearing masks, but putting your mat down next to somebody.
In her unique position of being a hairstylist and a yoga teacher, she worries about passing the virus on to others.
I'm pretty concerned. A lot of my clients are elderly.
Starting tomorrow, funeral homes can hold services with up to 50 people. News 13's Taylor Young spoke to a local funeral director about how they plan to keep people safe.
Funeral director Cody McCain has had to rearrange the chapel at Hart Funeral Service, closing off parts of the room to fit a much smaller crowd.
We've had to cut that down and section it off significantly to accommodate for the original number of 10. So it has really caused us to really change how we have to serve our families.
But Thursday, McCain is excited to inform families scheduled for funerals this weekend more people can join in to say goodbye to their loved ones. Starting Friday, Emergency Preparedness Director Fletcher Tove says the county will be moving into phase 1 of reopening.
Other notable parts of the order are that funerals may be held either indoors or outdoors and may include up to 50 persons, but they must follow physical distancing guidance and other public health measures to reduce transmission.
McCain began adding chairs back to the chapel Thursday to prepare for the change.
We're going to continue to do the sanitizing station. We normally disinfect and sanitize our facility before we're expecting guests in for a visitation or for a service. And we'll continue to practice the social distancing.
He says while the virus has negative impacts on his business, it's forcing funeral directors across the country to be innovative. Trends like live streaming services for family members who can't attend.
This pandemic has really challenged the whole profession to do some things differently that we believe will probably be some lasting trends.